In a world grappling with complex geopolitical tensions, the threat of nuclear war has re-emerged as a chilling possibility. The potential consequences are almost too devastating to comprehend. Widespread destruction, unimaginable loss of life, and long-lasting environmental damage. Understanding the risks and taking practical steps to protect yourself and your loved ones can significantly increase your chances of survival. Just as we prepare for natural disasters, understanding how to survive a nuclear event is vital. This guide will equip you with the knowledge and practical steps needed to navigate such a crisis. By understanding the threat and preparing for it, we empower ourselves to act decisively and calmly should the worst occur. We owe it to ourselves and future generations to be informed and prepared. In the event of a nuclear detonation, the first 10 minutes are absolutely critical. Your immediate actions during this window can mean the difference between life and death. The first and most important rule is to seek immediate shelter. Every second counts. The ideal shelter is a purpose-built bunker or underground facility designed to withstand a nuclear blast. However, in most cases, these won't be readily available. Your next best options are basements of sturdy buildings, underground parking garages, or even subway stations. If you find yourself caught outdoors, don't panic. Look for any solid structure you can take cover behind. Lie flat on the ground, face down, and cover your head and neck with your arms. These actions, although simple, can dramatically increase your odds of survival. Once the immediate threat of the blast has passed, the focus shifts to surviving the next 24 hours. This period is characterized by the dangers of radioactive fallout, microscopic particles of debris that settle from the sky after a nuclear explosion. Exposure to fallout can cause severe radiation sickness, so it's essential to minimize your exposure. Your primary goal during this time is to remain in your shelter. If you were caught outside during the detonation, it's crucial to decontaminate yourself as soon as possible. Remove your outer layer of clothing, which can harbor radioactive particles, and seal them in a plastic bag if possible. Wash any exposed skin thoroughly with soap and water. A battery-powered radio will be your lifeline to the outside world. Tune in to emergency broadcast stations for updates. Conserve your radio's batteries by listening only for essential updates. Your patience and discipline during this time will greatly contribute to your long-term well-being. As the first 48 hours after a nuclear detonation pass, the immediate threat begins to subside. But the danger is far from over. Radioactive fallout will still be present in the environment, albeit at lower levels. Your focus now shifts to minimizing long-term exposure, conserving resources, and adapting to a changed world. Continue to limit your time spent outdoors. If you must venture out, do so for short periods and wear protective clothing, including long sleeves, pants, a hat, and a mask or cloth covering your nose and mouth. When you return to your shelter, remove your outer layer of clothing and store it separately to avoid contaminating your living area. Ration your supplies carefully, prioritizing water consumption. Avoid consuming locally grown produce or water from open sources, as they may be contaminated. By following these guidelines, staying informed, and supporting your community, you can increase your chances of survival and navigate the long road to recovery. Understanding the invisible enemy. Hazards of a nuclear blast. To effectively prepare for a nuclear attack, it's vital to understand the different hazards it presents. Unlike conventional explosions, nuclear detonations unleash a unique set of destructive forces that can have both immediate and long-lasting effects. The most immediate threat is the blast itself, which generates an intense shockwave that can level buildings and toss vehicles like toys. Following closely behind the blast wave is a searing thermal pulse, an intense burst of heat and light that can cause flash blindness, severe burns, and ignite fires over a vast area. Less visible but equally dangerous is the invisible threat of radiation. Initial radiation released in the first seconds after detonation, is incredibly lethal, causing severe damage to living tissue. Residual radiation, in the form of fallout, lingers in the environment, posing a long-term health risk. By knowing what to expect and how to protect yourself from each threat, you can significantly increase your chances of survival in a nuclear event. Preparation is key building your family's nuclear survival plan. While the possibility of a nuclear attack is a frightening thought, it's important to remember that preparation can greatly increase your chances of survival. Just as you would prepare for a natural disaster, having a plan in place for a nuclear event can make a world of difference. This plan should include identifying safe shelters, assembling emergency supplies, and establishing communication protocols with loved ones. Start by identifying potential shelters in your home, workplace, and community. Look for sturdy buildings with basements, underground parking garages, or other below-ground areas. Make a list of these locations and their distances from your home, work, and other frequently visited places. Assemble a comprehensive emergency supply kit for your family with enough food, water, and essential supplies to last for at least 72 hours. Discuss your plan with your family and establish clear communication protocols. Designate a meeting point in case you are separated and ensure everyone knows how to contact each other. Heeding the warnings. Responding to nuclear attack alerts. In the event of a nuclear attack, early warning systems may provide valuable time to seek shelter and protect yourself. However, these warnings may come with little notice, so it's crucial to know how to respond quickly and decisively. If you receive an official alert through television, radio, or emergency broadcast systems, take it seriously and act immediately. The alert will likely instruct you to seek shelter immediately. Follow the instructions provided by authorities and move to your designated shelter without delay. If you are outdoors when you receive the alert, seek immediate cover. Look for any solid structure you can take cover behind, such as a concrete wall, a ditch, or even a parked car. Lie flat on the ground, face down, and cover your head and neck with your arms. Heeding warnings promptly and taking immediate action can significantly increase your chances of survival. Stories of resilience. Learning from Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945 serve as stark reminders of the devastating consequences of nuclear war. Yet, amidst the unimaginable destruction and loss of life, stories of individual resilience and survival emerged, offering valuable lessons for our own preparedness efforts. One such story is that of Tsutomu Yamaguchi, who miraculously survived both bombings. Despite his injuries and the unimaginable trauma he endured, Yamaguchi went on to live a long life, advocating for peace and nuclear disarmament. Another remarkable story is that of Akiko Takakura, who was just 20 years old when the bomb detonated over Hiroshima. Despite suffering severe radiation poisoning, Takakura dedicated her life to caring for other survivors and sharing her story as a testament to the human spirit's ability to endure even the most unimaginable hardships. These stories of survival offer powerful lessons about the importance of preparedness, resilience, and the enduring human spirit. They remind us that even in the face of unimaginable devastation, hope and the will to live can prevail. A shared responsibility. Advocating for peace and preparedness. While understanding how to survive a nuclear attack is crucial, it's equally important to acknowledge the shared responsibility we have in preventing such a catastrophe from ever happening. Advocating for peace, diplomacy, and nuclear disarmament is not merely a political stance, but a moral imperative that affects the future of humanity. Engage in constructive dialogue about the threat of nuclear war and its devastating consequences. Educate yourself and others about the history of nuclear weapons, the risks they pose, and the importance of disarmament. By understanding the risks, taking practical steps to prepare, and advocating for a safer world, we can contribute to a future where the horrors of nuclear war are relegated to the history books. Let's work together to create a world where the survival skills outlined in this guide are never needed, and where the threat of nuclear war is replaced by the promise of a peaceful and sustainable future for all.